book. All glories to Srila Gaura Haridas, the amazing spiritual master, the cool spiritual master, the completely approachable spiritual master. Oh my God, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Oh yes, we can do it on here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. So we're gonna carry on reading from the prayers of Queen Kunti and Prakshit saved. Hare Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 8, Canto 1. Okay. Canto 14. Okay. O Sonika, Gloria Big Bragu's family, although the supreme Brahmahashta weapon released by Avastama was irresistible and without check or counter reaction, it was neutralized and foiled when confronted by the strength of Vishnu, Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. So the Brahmahasta weapon is a prayer, and it's it's more powerful than the nuclear weapon, and it will go straight to the person it's for the person it's for. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No destruction for anyone else. Okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh Brahma, do you think this is to be especially? Oh Brahmas, oh Brahmanas, do not think this to be especially wonderful in the activities of the mysterious and infallible personalities of Godhead. By his own transcendental energy, he creates, maintains, and annihilates all material things, although he himself is unborn. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. O Brahmanas, do you think this to be especially wonderful in the activities of the mysterious and infallible personality of Godhead? By his own transcendental energy, he creates, maintains, and annihilates all material things, although he himself is unborn. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thus, saved from the radiation of the Brahmasta, Kunti, the chaste devotee of the Lord, and her 5 sons, and Draupadi addressed Lord Krishna as he started for home. Srimati Kunti said, O Krishna, I offer my obeisance unto you because you are the original personality and are unaffected by the qualities of the material world. You are existing both within and without everything, yet you are invisible to all. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. We can only know that about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, God. When we are lifted out of this consciousness, or this material consciousness uncovers us. Our focus is on the Lord and not this material consciousness, which is what we've known. And we need the spiritual master to be able to do that. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And whatever happens here, the Lord is not affected by anything at all. We do what we do. The Lord isn't affected. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But he is affected by the love of his devotees, the loyalty and attachment of his real devotees that are close to him. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. And I offer my obeisances unto the Supreme Lord. Excuse me. My obeisances, always glorifying and offer one's obeisances to the original personality of Godhead, Krishna. And now, in this time, one offers their obeisances to Lord Chaitanya, Srila Gaura Haridas, and the ecstatic devotees, Hare Krishna, because they have the Lord residing in them to give glorification, respect to that, this humbleness to to the empowerment of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I feel that with one's experience that when people realize exactly what you're doing, well, to a degree, and it touches their heart, and they tell you that in their words, that's so humbling, because one knows that they're doing their work for the Lord. They're doing their work for the Lord, expressing oneself, sharing the Lord with others, no matter what happens. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare. We can only begin to feel the Lord is so subtle as we transcend gradually by hearing from Srila Gaura Haridas. That's why we need to attach to our spiritual master, Guru Tattva. And our attachment to his lotus feet happens as we keep hearing and hearing on a regular basis, only because we are what we associate. And everything in our life is an experience. Everything we do is experience. We learn from those experiences. We feel, we are hurt, we rise out of. We keep going from those experiences. But they're all temporary, because those experiences without hearing from the bona fide spiritual master, being able to have elevated experiences with the Lord residing there with you. What wonderful experiences, because one is associating with the supreme potency of the Lord, streaming through the greatest channel, the real tunnel, Srila Gaura Haridas, bringing the Lord to our hearts, instilling those mellows of pure devotion, the pastimes of the devotion of the devotees to the Lord from 550 years ago. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. And as I suppose, as our consciousness goes higher, as we advance, as we go closer, as we expand, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, we'd be able to maybe be able to see the Lord. As devotees that Maharaj talks about that have seen the Lord. Lalita told me she saw his face, and I see his face all the time, or his different faces. I don't know if I've seen his original face. Okay, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So we offer our obeisances now to Lord Chaitanya, the most merciful, the most recent incarnation of the Lord. He's come back again to tell his story through his devotees. He's come back to tell the greatest love story for each and every human being here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Trying to remind the soul within your the original Lord is here. Your connection is here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Now, phew. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna. I always like original things. I never like the spin-off of different things. Oh, it's the original. Hare Krishna. And I've just started to like other things. You know, I love Lord Chaitanya. I love what he is. I love what he brings. I love what he's doing for us here right now. I love how he's doing it, how he, through Srila Gaura Haridas, the living Bhagavad, so we can see the Lord through him, Hare Krishna, as him. Srila Lord Chaitanya is the latest incarnation, version of the original Krishna. Very cute. Completely unaffected. The Lord. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay. Being beyond the range of limited sense perception. So I'll just check to see if anybody's here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh, Govind is here. Hare Krishna. Rajwan is here. Sorry, when I'm reading, I can't see the screen. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare. Had a dream, was singing Radha Madhava. You was there. Okay, so I'm reading from, I should have written it here. The Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1. I forgot the chapter without having to go all the way back. Oh, 111. Is it 111? No, that's Maharaj's. Okay, we'll go back here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, text 19. Being beyond the range of limited sense perception, you are the eternally irreproachable factor, covered by the curtain of deluding energy. Oh, that's what I'll do. You are invisible to the foolish observer, exactly as an actor dressed as a player is not recognized. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So we will. I forgot for the other one, so I'm going to go to the purport on this one. Let's go. Let's see what Srila Prabhupada is saying. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So I won't read it all. Hare Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna affirms that less intelligent persons mistake him to be an ordinary man like us. And thus they deride him. The same is confirmed herein by Queen Kunti. Because they don't know what they're doing. Because of ignorance and passion. Ignorance and being walking around this maze of this life. Being covered by all the dangers and all the darkness and all by this material consciousness. All focus on this material attachment, be it people, things, places, emotions. So they can't see, they just deride the Lord. We can look actually what it means. Exactly what it means. Let's see. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh. Excuse me. Okay. Takes me longer to do this when one's in ecstasy. Express contempt or ridicule of the Lord, making fun and ridicule him because they don't know who he is. They think that that's just a human being, just like them. Hare Krishna. Okay. The same is confirmed here by Queen Kunti. Okay. Queen Kunti. The less intelligent persons are those who rebel against the authority of the Lord. Because he's our savior. He is our everything. We are part and parcel of him. This is all his dream. It's all about him. He's the director. He's the CEO. Maybe invisible. It's all about him. With holding his hand through Srila Gaura Haridas, our road is cleared of obstacles more and more. More and more. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Excuse me. The less intelligent persons who are those who rebel against the authority of the Lord. People don't like authority. Look at the example of authority they have here in this world. Well, what the authorities are doing, because they have been hijacked by these demonic entities, yes. Look at that's the example. That's the kind of authorities people are looking to. The greatest authority that we have is the greatest representative of the Lord, the real, true authority, bringing the Lord through. Srila Gaura Srila Gaura And yes, and I was like that myself. Didn't like the authority of my own parents. Having to live to their narrative. I couldn't. People can't live to the narrative of these authorities, like the governments and all of them. There's many now that they've made look really important. And they're not representing the safety. They're not representing anything about the Lord at all. Srila Gaura Haridas represents the Lord, as good as God, as the Lord himself, giving us that safety and shelter. What shelter and safety are these authorities giving us? Most of them giving us. No wonder, look at what the authority that people have with their own parents. There's so many disturbances with parents and children. Authority starts from the father or the mother, the carer there. And if it doesn't bring those things of safety and shelter and rest, people are going to rebel against that. They're completely misrepresenting what the Lord is doing. But Srila Gaura Haridas, you can see what they're doing. And then you come to Srila Gaura Haridas Maharaj. He's maintaining our relationships with the Lord. We are hearing the mellows of devotion. He's clearing our road. He's clearing our road so we can drive faster, because the Lord is growing in our hearts. That is the kind of authority. And I understand people don't like authority. I get that, because it's not there. Most authority is for themselves, individually for themselves. People don't know how to care for others, how to give shelter and rest and protection to others on a mass scale. They can't do it. They can't give it to them. They just give it to themselves. They can't give it to others. So here we have Srila Gaura Haridas that's bringing in our Lord, who resides in dormant in most, but can awaken very quickly, as we hear absolute truth from Srila Gaura Haridas. Him being such an authority, I choose to bow down to that authority because of that. Because Srila Gaura Haridas really truly representing the Lord, I feel sheltered. I feel protected. I can truly rest. I can get closer to the Lord. Why would I want to rebel against such authority when it's coming from the Lord? When it's coming from the Lord. We need this. We need this authority. The authority of the Lord is of Srila Gaura Haridas, representing the most recent incarnation, Lord Chaitanya, here for his devotees, 30, 40 devotees that come regularly, will all tell you the same thing. Srila Gaura Haridas is as good as God. The real authority. I learned this myself when I used to do a class called a group class, where an event. There you go, an event called Truth Juice, where people would come in and talk about non-mainstream things, but they're still mainstream. I learned that, and I was like quite timid, and I had to do everything in order to do this event. I had to shout really loud, get everybody to hear me, so they would leave the bar. I had to pay these people rent to be able to hold the event there. I had to shout really loud to get them out. I, at that point, was the authority. So they needed to, gently pushed out. We need an authority. We need authority. We need our center. Our true authority is the Lord through a living, breathing, bona fide spiritual master, a spiritual guide. That is our authority. I surrender to that. People are surrendering out there to many, many different things, to people. They surrender to the you know what. And now I surrender. Take my surrender. I surrender to the absolute truth streaming at the feet of the lotus feet of Srila Gaura Haridas every day. It keeps me safe, keeps me lifted, keeps me protected, keeps me resting, keeps me coming back to be able to be in the presence of the Lord and surrender to that authority streaming through Srila Gaura Haridas, bringing the Lord through here every single day. That's authority, the real authority. But the naughty little ones, the little asuras, such persons are known as asuras. They won't surrender. They're like naughty little children. I'm just going to do what I want to do. We're here to do what we're meant. We are being created for. The only way we can be uplifted out of this is to have our relationship with the Lord, because of having a relationship with our spiritual master and being in the association of spiritual potency, the Lord himself. What's there to be naughty about? Even being naughty, excuse me, even being naughty against the authority of the Lord, it gives us so much. Even if these asuras come and hear from these demons, Maharaj will always speak about Bill Gates and Fauci and Soros and all of these people. And all these people, if they come here, because they have a nature, they come here, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, they'll begin to realize their greatest wealth, the greatest times, Hare Krishna, not even the greatest power. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. The power of love, the real eternal power of love that penetrates through every cell in our body. These people just have love for power, just love for power and control. Walking this road, they say this road is less traveled, and it is by most. Where it's traveled, this path, this road is traveled by the greatest devotees here on this planet, right here, right now, in this time of Kali Yuga, in this time of trouble and stress and just danger. Hare Krishna. And it can soon change. The tables will soon change for you, for each and every individual one of us. If we have when we have our experiences in the presence of the Lord and his devotee. Surrender is how we are made. Serving is how we are created. That is what we do. You can see people doing that everywhere. But let's The Lord does everything. If we're going to help, it's tiny bit, people, tiny bit here, tiny bit here, tiny bit here, with whatever therapies, however they want to say that they are helping us. It's only temporary, and it helps. And I know in my life that I have never wanted that kind of temporary help. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. Hare Krishna. Is anybody saying anything? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That's why you're queen. Govinda is saying that's why you're the queen of the castle. Govinda is saying, I just go back. Yeah. You have to I didn't watch all your class this morning. I don't know if you mentioned it in the class this morning. Let me know. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Because I watched half of it. Hare Krishna. Reply to Govinda. God love you, Yamuna Devi Dasi. I don't get that. Govinda. Reply to Govinda. Oh, you're having your own conversation. Okay. It's all about him, yes. And her, yes. And our relationship with them, yes, yes, yes. Religion and government masks the spiritual truth. Absolutely. No wonder, like I was saying, no wonder people hate authority. No wonder people want to be their own authority because they cannot trust any authority out there. But I can guarantee you, promise you, I stand up tall that the real authority that you is Srila Gaura Haridas, is Lord Chaitanya, is the original Lord coming through Srila Gaura Haridas and his devotees, where there is true safety and rest. Hare Krishna. Oh, how did you get on there? Oh, you've joined my class. I've just noticed you, right? Because I'm reading, Karuna, so I can't see. I have to keep coming back to thank you. Oh, you've joined. You've joined. Oh my God, I'm joined to loads of I'm joined to YouTube twice and Facebook twice. Is that what you did? Did you do that? Okay. All right then. I feel we just chant a bit. Is these I kind of love these purports myself. I like the where did I go from it? So right now we're speaking about sharing about authorities in this material consciousness and what they're doing for us, and the authority of Lord Chaitanya coming through Srila Gaura Haridas, the real true authority, to bring us to who we really are. And I'll pray for that all the time. I'll pray for that all the time. To be who I am, to be who we are, to go through that. Just what's the right word? Hare Krishna. Let's just read. Okay. Such persons are known as asuras. So these are people, like I said, Bill Gates and all of those people just trying to destroy everything. The asuras cannot recognize the Lord's authority. Most people cannot recognize the Lord's authority. We recognize the authority of the Lord because we feel it. We've been transformed and transcended out of this consciousness because of being in the association of Srila Gaura Hari. That's where the Lord Himself is streaming through us. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Every day. Being in that association, experiencing that, not experiencing, these authorities out here that want to say they help you, but it's all temporary and they're really there for themselves and they really want to disturb us. But here in this association of the Lord Himself, with coming from Srila Gaura Haridas, we are sheltered, we are protected, we can breathe, we can live, we can expand. We receive real life to expand and expand. Hare Krishna. I'm surrendering to that. I'm surrendering to where I can be who I really am, which is a servant of the Lord. There was another one, a servant of the Lord. There's no nectar like serving the Lord. There's no nectar like serving His devotees. There's no nectar like sharing this with others. There's no nectar like that. It's lifting. It's like the Lord is he's really excited. It gives us real life. It gives us that real taste. So people weren't covered over by this authority. Most people don't recognize it, let alone the asuras, people like Bill Gates, who are really wrapped up in material wealth and material power, material opulences. Come off it, Maharaj. You're saying they don't deserve it. They own all the media. You know, there's two, isn't it? The main ones, Reuters and the BBC. They're owned by these asuras. You know, so they are just manipulating everybody with this, with the media, and most are happy to keep watching that. They need to keep watching something. They need to know about the news. Maharaj watches the news, you know, to know what's going on and what these asuras are actually doing. People like, you know, people in power. All we see, you know, Bill Gates and Fauci and Soros, and there's another one. This is all we see. You know, they're making these gods. And I was watching something football yesterday. What was it? I think it was on a reel. They're making them gods. You know, the way they portray these footballers, they're like big gods to to the people, and that's how the people treat them. Same with actors. These people are only giving you temporary entertainment. They're not taking you out of anything. I even watched, I'm going to say it, Enrique Iglesias. Is that his name? There was women on the stage and he was kissing them. He was snogging them. He was snogging these women. Oh my God. So there's nobody there at the moment. No, these women are just like, in life, it's just lifted by this, having this attachment to somebody like Enrique Iglesias, but he's feeding their attachment. And we have Srila Gora Haridas wearing his t-shirt, sitting in a room in Mexico, preaching, giving out the Lord, being available, streaming out the Lord, so we can come home and we can grow our attachment to the Lord, to the real, true authority, where there is that safety, there is that rest. We can be who we really are. We can leave this consciousness is where we get covered, and where we rebel, where we are ignorant, where we don't know the Lord. We deride the Lord. You know, we deride everything, actually. Here, the seed of devotion and love, which is planted by Srila Gora Haridas, grows by hearing the potency of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So I'm hearing this as well. The Lord is hearing this as well within him. He's growing within me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Because we are connected to the real parampara. Descending knowledge coming straight down, spiritual knowledge coming straight down the line of the parampara, all the way to Srila Prabhupada. And then Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gora Haridas running past, taking it forward, running past Srila Prabhupada and running forward with this path to show for everyone, because it's the winner of all paths. It's always the winner of all paths. Gold medal every time. Because he doesn't need the medal. He has the potency of the Lord, so deep, so advanced, so close, so much knowledge to share with his devotees, and anyone can be his devotees. Remember, little Krishna, he saved all his devotees from the dangers of Indra. With Govardhan Hill, we're picking up a huge hill, you know, meaning he's just unlimitedly strong. The Lord, the greatest strength. He will save all his devotees. Govardhan, the umbrella of Govardhan is unlimited and external. We all can be his devotees. We can all shelter under that. We can all be sheltered under that umbrella of the Lord. If we're not his devotees, I don't even like to think about that. Because it's so easy to become a devotee and be sheltered and be given and receive everything you need. Like a mother will give a child her milk, receiving what it needs. It's drinking milk, but it's getting everything it needs to grow. That's the material body. This is the real food. Hearing hearing the vibration of the Lord, hearing these words of absolute truth, the word of God, is the only food that will feed the baby, the Lord in the heart. The only food that will feed. He doesn't, that's the only food he needs. And he feeds us. And he feeds us. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram. Okay. And as we come here, we realize we need authority. We need attachment. We need to be attached to this authority, to have that security, to be able to walk this path, to share with others. Because here we are fulfilled with this nourishment. The Lord is nourished with this word, these words, and discussing him and lifting him. He's growing. He's pleased with us. He's pleasured. You know, he is so happy with us. He gives us that pleasure. He gives us that happiness. We grow with him. We grow out of this conscious. Our focus is the authority. We don't need no media. Well, we don't need no media. We always focus on the Lord because he's alive here. We don't need media out there for us to focus on Bill Gates and Soros and Fauci and so on and so on. The Lord is in the heart, and our focus is going into the Lord all the time. We are sheltered by him all the time. This is what has been growing here in the Sangha with Srila Gaura Hari Das, by being in this authority and just experiencing life here, real, true life here, walking with God, hearing God, feeling God, communion with God here every single day. Can you imagine what those experiences are like? So I'm just going to go and see if anyone is saying anything. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Okay, I'm going to go back because, okay. Okay, where was I? So yes, the Maharaj could go and stand in front of the Asuras and they'd never know anything. In fact, actually, maybe because they're so covered in wanting this energy, they thrive by the energy of fear. So everybody's scared. Everybody's just compressed and suppressed, but they're expressing and controlling and being big and completely undeserving. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But with Maharaj's energy, you know, like Govinda has spoken about, and I have myself many times. And when Maharaj is here, anybody Maharaj talks to, they're just like that. Their eyes are like twinkling. And Maharaj is talking to, the energy from Maharaj is just oozing off him, the energy of the Lord. And it goes to others as well. It travels to others as well. And Maharaj would just talk to people in the supermarket, on the street, people, anyone, it doesn't matter. Anyone, and they would be in awe of him. They would be captivated by him for that moment. They were together, communion together. And it's happening here to me. It happened here to me at the where I was actually seeing it clearly myself, being touched by this vibration that we have been touched by, we are addicted by, we are surrendered to, we serve. And that we give that to others. And you can see people being touched and lifted by it straight away. Maharaj used to say this a lot. I didn't see that. Hare Krishna. And the only way the Asuras and people will be able to recognize these is to come and hear here, to come and the greatest attachment, the greatest surrender, the greatest security, the greatest empowerment, the greatest love story, the greatest of everything that we can receive in our experiences. But here they're the greatest of all experiences. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So I don't know how long I've been on. Oh, an hour and 2 minutes. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, so the next part. I could keep going on actually on and on about that. It's amazing. And they do it in the films every way. The Lord, like I said, the Lord is back here now to retell his story, the greatest love story through his devotees. And it started with Srila Gaura Hari Das, and he shared that with us because we hear from him. We hear from him and hear from him. we are loyal to him. We just receive everything we need when we we are in class together, in association, in together discussing the Lord and talking about the Lord, hearing about the Lord, receiving revelations outside and in about the Lord, just being completely absorbed by the Lord, not becoming one with the Lord, just being absorbed by the Lord's potency, the spiritual potency, and being lifted always by that. That lifts us out of our sicknesses that we focus on. I know we have to sometimes, but we focus on them. They take our disturbances. I won't use sickness. Our disturbances because of our play in this world, without the hand of the Lord, without taking the Lord with us everywhere we go, leaving him out and just enjoying without the Lord. So he's back here to tell his story again. This is the sequel, the finishing touch. And Lalita's always saying, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, so where was I? When the Lord himself appears amongst, just to remind you, I'm reading the purport from text 19 from chapter 1, canto 1. Okay. When the Lord himself appears amongst us as Rama, Nishinga, Varaha, so these are different names of the Lord, because he comes back as anything he wants. The Lord, don't be limiting the Lord. He can do anything we want. We limit ourselves and then limit others. Cannot limit the Lord. You can if you want to, but you're not going to receive the greatest wealth. We receive presents every day, gifts every day, every single day. Okay, don't have to wait a certain time of the year to celebrate the Lord when he's here every single day, celebrating with him all the time, living with the Lord. Living with the Lord. Thank you, Shilo Gurari. Okay, where was I? Varaha, or in his original form as Krishna. So it all started from Krishna. Krishna. And he's come in many different disguises to help the devotees, to help his devotees. Okay. He performs many wonderful acts which are humanly impossible. Absolutely. But they can make it look that it is possible on the paraphernalia of Hollywood. The Lord doesn't need any paraphernalia. Hence, him coming through us, we need less paraphernalia to be able to share the Lord, because his potency, his vibration is enough always to be able to see with us. We have been touched by that, and we are constantly touched by that. By hearing this potency every day, by discussing the Lord, hearing about the Lord. Shila Gorahari, that's just going into these verses again and again and again, expanding on those verses and bringing them alive for us to relish and receive that potency of that upliftment, that inspiration, that empowerment from the Lord. And there's so many more. Everything. I can say all the words could go on. I don't need to. We'll receive from the Lord ourselves here in this full, complete circle where the Lord is residing. We are holding hands together in this circle, because we're all bringing through the Lord now. So people can come and rest. They can take rest. They can actually sleep and wake up in spirit and truth. And oh my God, where have I been? What have I been doing? What have I been focusing on? All of these questions are answered, deeply answered. Why we are in this consciousness, what we're doing here, how we get out, what we need to do to get out, our relationship with the Lord, why our relationship with God, why our relationship with him, why we need to hear this spiritual potency through a living bona fide spiritual master, why we need to go to a teacher, a spiritual guide, to be able to see absolute truth, to be able to lift it out of this fine mess that is happening. Whilst, yes, I was told, whilst we learn from everything that's happening, from the many different things that are happening It's only temporary. Hare Krishna. And none of them give us what we receive from God himself, coming through his devotees. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Okay. Hare Hare. So they make everything possible, for on in Hollywood. It can be quite not so much mesmerizing for everybody, because it's like, wow, but the Lord can do all those things and more and more and more and more. I am mesmerized and overwhelmed by the potency of the Lord and what he does. It's just overwhelming. It's my gosh. We are teeny. He's just Bhagwan everywhere. Everywhere we go, I take the Lord with me, or I go with him. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So no, they're not humanly possible with the Lord. Anything is possible, and now we are here to give what the people need, which is to understand the Lord. It is to understand why things are happening. You can see people are waking up with doing research. What is happening? People are waking up with what the asuras, what these people, these authorities are doing now, have been doing for a long time, and we keep doing that. We keep doing that, and we keep doing that. Research is great. We need to find the solution. So the solution, shall I say, is this man, who's no ordinary man. So can you see? This is our solution. Everybody's doing research. Jadu! Oh, Jadu Dan, that's not Jadu. That's Govinda. Yeah, I sent him some messages, Govinda. I sent him some messages, and he's not replied. I've just noticed he's left a couple of Karuna's groups recently. So he may be purifying, I'm not sure. But I'll just have to wait till he gets back to me. Hey, Govinda, that's... Oh, it is Jadu. Oh, my God, it is Jadu. There he is. Welcome. And boy, it's great. All of us all do a Chaitanya. This is a real pantomime. They have a pantomime every year, don't they, here in England? Just boring. Oh, my God, just boring. These are the real pantomimes, but these are every day, like you say, Govinda. So yes, everybody's doing research. We need to still always do research and find out for ourselves. This is how we've become. We need to know ourselves now. We need to have this deep understanding. Understanding and research is part of this solution. Maharaj is always, researching. Recently, he's been researching. I forgot. Oh yes, the Bitcoin. He loves it. Maharaj loves that. He loves the Bitcoin. Maybe I can. Kruna, how do I put a picture of Maharaj on here? I know I can do that, actually. So, hey, Jadu, we can send you some stickers. Please send me your address. Please, please, Jadu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. So many things going off here. I couldn't do this without Krishna. Okay. So, back to so you'll see, it's great doing research. I did so much research about what's going on. How much research are we going to keep doing about what's happening? When are we gonna get drowned in that research about what's happening? We need the solution to be able to survive by receiving real life. We need this solution. The solution is Srila Guru Haridas out of any issues that we have. And I know people are sometimes in a place. I was earlier at the beginning of my class. You'll see, I was a bit disturbed. Gone every time. This is where I want to be. What was I saying? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I forgot what I was saying. I forgot. What was I saying? Okay. Oh, no, don't do that, Yamuna. Hare Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Where was I? So here, in the Sangha, this is what we see. The Lord, he performs many wonderful acts which are humanly possible. My God. Nobody my God, seeing what they do in Hollywood, certain things, and they do it with paraphernalia, editing and everything they use to make it look like, they're empowered, and they're all of these They have the empowerment. But here, we really are empowered. We're just sitting here, sitting to listen to Maharaj every day, sitting here, being empowered, just turning the tables to stand up for the Lord and showing that you have the Lord, to leave all of that material stuff behind. Just leave it behind. It's all the way miles and miles and miles and miles and down that road over there. We're just walking and walking and walking in the light of the Lord, in the empowerment of the Lord, being surrounded by the Lord always in every direction. Here every single day. No. Or no. All right then. Maybe. I don't know. This is what Karuna wants to do now. Are they going to take me seriously when I'm reading Prabhupada, who they all flipping don't really worship, but say they do, one of his purports? Oh, on here, yeah. Go on then. Do that. Andromeda's here. I'm going to explain why you're there. No, you have to do it with the plus sign, isn't it? No, I don't want a whole picture. You know, like a video, we can put a video on. You put all of those pictures on. Remember we did that video and you put those pictures on.
You're right.
Huh? Good. Huh? That one's for the videos. I don't want a video on picture. Oh, I don't know if I've got a picture of Maharaj.
Come on.
No, well, this is a new computer. I haven't got much on here. Why aren't you opening? Okay. I don't think I have. Oh, that one. Let's do that one. Maybe. Oh, no. That's a video of me. There's not much on here. I've got to get the... Okay, we'll have to do it another time.
Oh, I think you just put a file into a file.
Yeah, so what can I do now?
Exit.
Anyway, we'll do it after. I'll learn how to do it afterwards. No, I'll do it another time, if that's okay. When we do Harinam. So, strange. So Andromeda is saying, Calvin. Hey, it's Calvin. Calvin, okay, good to hear. Good to hear research about Bitcoin. I know it. I know I'll trade for the Sangha one day. I hope you do. Just keep coming back. And I hope you do as well. I really hope you do, Calvin. You're a nice guy. Really nice guy. So Maharaj is really researching it. I still have my account. I have money in there. It's Maharaj's hobby, Calvin. It's his hobby, you know. And when you have something like, yes, I feel like I have to do it. And it's boring. I don't want to do it. And there's loads of words. And you have to hear all of these boring words. Okay. That's how I feel about it. Okay, Andromeda is saying, strange. It says live, but it's showing a different in the time. I don't understand that. Grateful I woke up to this. Thank you, River. Explain. I don't know. Strange. It says live. It's live, but it's showing a different in the time. I don't know. Okay. Okay. So we're talking about from the scriptures. This is a great thing about being here because the scriptures, our life that has been written by previous devotees for us to be able to finally connect to the Lord. It's been here for us. Maharaj is just, because the same thing is happening now that it was happening then. Connecting both. I love that. Connecting that, you know, what is happening to the scriptures, what the same thing, but in different clothes, in different people, in different mindsets, in different ways, just disguise the same. And for Maharaj, Govinda does it really, really well, connecting them two together. It's our lifeline. This absolutely, like Maria says, you know, needs to be mainstream. And hopefully we're starting that with River Yamuna Devi Dasi all the way live. It's 3:30 a.m. I want to be able to do that. I have to sleep for a certain amount of hours every day and then go through the day. Calvin's saying, yes, your money is intact in there. When you are ready, just pay the 10% fees and get your money into your account. So how am I going to do that, Calvin? Because it's gone to, I think, over $100,000 now. It's over $100,000. And so 10% of that, that's £10,000. It's becoming even more clearer. Absolutely. Every moment is becoming more and more clear. And this is what's happening. This is why this is our authority. This is our real, true authority, real shelter, protection, real shelter from all the chaos that is going on out there. And you know what? It's fine, because the chaos going out there is bringing us to the feet of Shilagora Hari. That's where the Lord is streaming through. So we receive that real, not that material peace, that real peace of the Lord situated in the heart with everything going off there. You are still in that real happiness, that real joy, walking up, skipping along, walking on this path, this clear path. And that's all because of the purification. People go through purification in life. That's part of it. They go through it. Big Amaya pushes you into a lot of purification. They can take you to, we can use our purification. We can use our karma to go to the feet of the Lord. You know, everything is for us to have a relationship with the Lord, even our karma, even all of this stuff with Maya Devi. Look at me, kidney machine for 32 years, or, you know, all of this heavy conscious disturbance in my body. And now lifting out of that to, you know, advanced consciousness, God consciousness, and being there. It's great. Daydreaming is amazing. Researching is, everything is amazing. Doing whatever we do, it is, yeah, absolutely. It's quickening. It's getting faster and faster and faster. Like with everything, you know, if I wanted to research Bitcoin, it will, but the more I get into it, it's a bit intense at first, and it's, you know, and the more you get into it, and it's working and it's flowing, you start to go faster with anything that we start to do, you know. And here it's getting faster and faster, and that is everything I'm saying here to you guys is my experience of hearing from Shilagora Haridas. They're not words, just words. They're experience, living experience by walking with God, communing with God. This is the real quickening of the Holy Spirit. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So Karuna's replying to Calvin. I missed you, Calvin, actually. Let's start a new account and test the water. Do you understand what I am saying to you? Okay, so that's between you two. Yeah, so you do that with Karuna. Karuna's better at those things. Well, actually, yeah, I think so. Karuna's not great at research, but he's getting better. He's getting better. And I'm not. I'm great at research. I got paid for research in my early 20s. Was helping this person research, writing a book. And I did all of this research. I don't know what I was doing. I was just doing research. I just remembered that. Krisha, do you remember that research that you did? I couldn't believe I got paid for doing this research. It was really, because it was really great. Research is really great when you're really into the subject, and really, really into the subject that we are doing. So we don't need to read. So today I have been reading, I read a couple of verses. I'm going to tell you. A couple of verses from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Canto 1, Creation, praised by Queen Kunti and Prakshit. Say, these, Calvin, these are devotees, pure devotees that came with the Lord here 5,000 years ago. And they came from our real home, higher conscious, God consciousness. And I love that word, Prabhupada said, you can get God conscious in a minute, and it's true. Because we could, but it's not everything. Because we can come out of that consciousness as we are transcending into spirit, and material. It all becomes spiritual. And I forgot why I was saying that. Oh yes, because I come back here, and boom, I'm out. You guys come, it's even more. Boom, I'm out of that consciousness in a second. So that's what I've been reading. I read verses 19, 3 verses, and I'm reading the purport on one today, and it's talking about it's authority. We're talking about authority, real authority. taught myself to, I had an experience to realize I didn't want to be part of the, I don't like any kind of authority. I need authority. I needed to shout really loud to shut all these people up, to get them out of this pub so these people can go home and I don't have to pay more money for the rent. We need authority. It's a given. It's a given with being born. You know, we need that authority. We need the real true authority of the Lord coming through. The Lord always does his best for us, coming through Shilagora Haritha. So I read those verses on authority, and let's go back. Just to let you know, I have to go through one screen to another to see what you guys are saying. It's been a great class. You will see from the beginning of the class that I'm like, and then boom, just stay in this association. Stay. It's so great when the devote. This is why I get upset. People say that, oh, you know, nobody's coming to see you. I've done loads of classes where nobody comes to see you. I just know that the Lord is so much more excited when the devotees come. When they come, it's uplifting even more. I'll do them by myself. Even, it's amazing. Oh my God, Calvin, where have you been? It's absolutely amazing to be. It's more than amazing. These words are living experiences. It's so great. Okay, where are you? Karuna saying, loved your roaring earlier. I think I'm louder than that. I think that's why I can, yeah, it's all funny. Andromeda is just all so funny. It's actually so great to do this work, and instead of being disturbed by all the other things, you know, with the bodily things, the bodily disturbances and people disturbances and all of that kind of thing. And they happen. And yes, they do give us something. You know, what it does now completes me, brings me back in, lifted out. No disturbances can go along on that vibration. I love your picture, Andromeda. It's so cute. So Calvin is saying, yeah, temporary amnesia. I was thinking, how do I say that? I know that word, amnesia. Yeah, people have forgotten. You know, they're all walking around in amnesia because they're just forgotten. We've forgotten. This is for everybody. You know, people go, I'm an atheist and I don't believe this and I want to do it this way. Well, carry on, because it's not going to get any better here. I don't actually condone that you carry on. Please come here and listen. You'll have shelter and safety. And your fear will go. Fear is gone. They thrive on these demonic people, entities. They call them Athuras and the Asuras in the scriptures. Krishna can smash them just like that. Just like that. And yeah, because they're causing disturbances, but no, but it's really great. Wow. I'm going to read your comments. Yes. So everybody's forgotten because they're just running around in this maze. This whole world is a maze where everybody's at dead ends and banging their head against the wall, or the boogeyman everywhere. And people are being scared. That fear is what they thrive on. We don't have, our fear is gone here. I'd say mine's gone 98%, 99%. It's gone. Frustration and things that, you know, you have those, but they can't control you. When there's no fear and you are living in the presence of God, they can't do that. So they can do whatever they like. Calvin saying, replying to Karuna Das, send me a message. Yeah, you do that. Loving your, oh yes. I love that. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. So I see you lot guys are having conversations. Yeah, it's great that you are as well. Thank you very much. It's been a long class today, really exciting. But I had amnesia at the beginning. It goes every time. And going into Maya, going into that consciousness, we realize that we can come here and be lifted out of that consciousness, completely remember, completely be fixed in that relationship with the Lord again, in that vibration here as well. So thank you to Andromeda and to Karuna. Thank you, Karuna. He's so great. He's so wonderful. He is what he is. but how he helps me, how he encourages me with things. And because of my own purification, one is understanding Karuna deeper, everybody deeper, the Lord deeper, first of all, first and most. And it's all kind of coming together. Thank you very much. All glories to Shila Gora Haridas, who will be live. I don't know if Lolita's been live, but it might be Lolita and then Shila Gora Haridas. I'll be there. Don't be a square. Come and join us and just relish in the potency of the Lord. Come and rest and be safe. Even Calvin, you're here. You'll be better at doing Bitcoin. You think you're good now? You'll be even better because you're doing it for the Lord's devotees. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Hail Shila Gora Haridas, the most wealthiest Maharaj King, because of maintaining the relationships of his devotees, the people, the subjects, because of the Lord, the Lord coming through. The Lord is the wealthiest. He is coming through and giving himself to us, the wealthiest of all wealth, unlimited wealth, eternal wealth that you take with you. You can't take anything with you here. And it's all happening here. Please join us every day. Shila Gora Hari, that's live on Restream, and streaming to many other social media channels as well. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Bye-bye.